Hello, good morning. I am David Lebna. Welcome back to the channel. I've been growing a lot of lettuce this year and most of it has been very successful. So I thought I'd make a video today where I talk about some things that I did so that you can grow your own lettuce because it's very easy. It's just a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. But before I get into the video, I just want to take a little time to say thank you to everyone that has been supporting me so far on this journey. I reached 50 subscribers this week to the channel. And I also passed 1,000 views, so it's been a pretty big week for me. Those numbers are pretty small, but for me, like right now, when I'm just starting out, it's a big deal. It means a lot. So again, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch the videos, and I hope that you can take some of the knowledge that I put out here on the channel and apply it to your own garden or your own containers. Thanks a lot. Let's get into the video. Let's dive deep into lettuce. I'm growing a couple of different types of lettuces this year, or types of lettuce this year. And this one that I have right here is the leaf lettuce. So this one, I'm planting this a little bit different than from how I'm planting the head lettuce that you're gonna see in a minute. With this type of lettuce, I always want to overseed it. So I put a whole bunch of seeds on top of the soil here, spread them out evenly, and then I mix it up with the top layer of the soil because these seeds don't really need to go deep at all. As you may know, lettuce is a cold weather crop, so you can plant it early in the season, even if you grow in a cold climate like me with the summer months. The summer season is very short, but you have a spring and you have a fall as well. But this lettuce, I would definitely plant early in the season. I planted this back in April and it's been growing for a while. Yes, it's actually a bit over mature right now. I should have harvested this a while back, but I just didn't get around to it yet. I did start though. That's what I wanted to show you. I'm not planting this to harvest the whole head. I'm planting this to harvest the leaves alone. So as you can see here, I'm cutting off the leaves when I harvest it, and new leaves are starting to grow out from the base of the crop or the base of the plant. So that was a little experiment for me and it seems to be working. But what I do realize though is that this lettuce does not do well in the summer heat. I knew that, of course, but like I say many times, I like to try things for myself before I make up my mind about something. But this type of lettuce, the leaf lettuce, probably most leaf lettuces, does not do well in the sun because the leaves are too thin and too delicate and it cannot hold any water. What I would do next year, I would plant this there because it was a very nice lettuce to grow. It grew really fast. It matured in probably 30 or 40 days. So I grew it again, but I would make sure to harvest it before it gets hot, before the summer comes, because it doesn't do well in the sun at all. So that's what I would do. Over on this side here, we have some head lettuce and some romaine lettuce. And this is the head lettuce. And I just watered this morning. That's the first rule. Number one rule when it comes to growing lettuce is that you can never let it dry out. If this dries out, this will go bad right away, because the leaves don't really hold any water because they're so thin. So if the soil goes dry, this will burn up right away in the sun. Right now I'm growing these in the shade because I'm getting a little bit of shade on the top shelf here of this thing that I'm growing on. You will get a little bit of sun in the morning. You'll get about 4 hours of sun in the morning, like early morning, and then it will be like this, like part shade, and that's all it needs. You don't want this to sit in the sun for like 10 days, or sorry, for like 10 hours, or it will go bad. So as with the leaf lettuce that I just mentioned, I planted this straight outside in these pots in mid-April, and they have been growing in these pots ever since. And these are looking fine. I'm very happy with how they came out. I mean, you see the size of this pot? That's not a big pot. That's a very small pot, but it still managed to grow to this size. I mean, look at the size of that head. That's like the size you would buy from the store, and from this small pot here. So you can definitely grow full heads in small pots. The only thing you want to keep in mind is that they will take out nutrients from the soil. So what I did, after about 1 month, I added in some new slow releasing fertilizer, and once a week I'm giving them some liquid fertilizer when I water them. But that's really like all you have to do. Just plant them in the soil straight outside early in the year, early in the season, and don't let it dry out. Always keep it wet. Water it every morning because the roots, they don't grow that deep. So you really want to keep the top surface of the soil wet at all times. And look at this. This is beautiful. This is amazing. I mean, I have 3 heads of romaine salad in this pot, and it's not a big pot either. You can see it's about 1.5 liters. These were started inside for about 4 weeks in the beginning of April. So they had a head start before I planted them outside, and I decided to try. I decided to see what would happen if I planted 3 of them in the same pot, and the result is amazing to me. I mean, if you have 3 or 4 of these pots on top here, like I have, you get a lot of lettuce, you know? And you see this? That's what I have found. That's what I've really found now, is that the romaine salad can really take a lot of sun. So you can grow this in the middle of the summer. I would say leave it up here just to make sure, but as long as it has water, you can grow it in full sun. I don't see a problem with that. And you can see the leaves are still hard, like they're still stiff, even if it's this warm. And this is one of the warmest days we had so far in the year, and it's still doing good. And I have this one as well, also the romaine salad, but this one I planted straight in these pots about 1.5 months ago. And normally lettuce takes about 50 to 70 days to mature, so I could probably expect to harvest this in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But it's nice because now I have these that are growing, and as I harvest those, these will still be growing, and then I have 2 more like this, so you know I'm gonna have lettuce for a while. But in this one I planted a little bit too much. I think I have 5 or 6 in here, and I have 2 of them that are growing right next to each other, like here. So I'll probably just remove one, just like that, and I can eat it. It tastes just like romaine lettuce, even though it's so small. I'll probably leave 3 in here. When you're growing in small spaces like this, it's very important that you're always at least 1 step ahead of what you're doing, because you really want to maximize the space that you have. So for instance now, like I know that I'm gonna harvest all of these lettuce heads in a couple of weeks. So by that time, I want something else to put in these pots, because if not, I'm wasting space, and you don't really want to do that. You always want to have something growing in all the pots. So for that reason, I planted some more lettuce the other day, because it was growing so nicely that I wanted to plant some more. And now in the summertime, you always eat a lot of lettuce. So I have 2 different varieties here. I have one that is of the same romaine salad, and then I have a next one that is supposed to be even more hardy to the sun. So I did that yesterday morning. If I was really good at what I'm doing, I'm getting there, I'm really trying, I would have planted this probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So by the time that I harvest these have a little size, so I can put them straight in the pot and they will start growing again. But it's fine, you know, I'm learning a lot still. This is actually the first year. I mean, I have been growing a lot in this balcony before, but not like this. This is on the next level, and I'm really liking it. I'm really starting to see like the value in doing this, because I mean, it's very empowering to bring the food so close to you. You know that you plant the seeds, and then you take care of the plants, and then you eventually eat the plant. It's a different feeling. I think more people should do it for sure. I'm gonna end the video like that. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that you learned something from watching the video. I hope that you can apply some of these things that I have shared here in your garden, or in growing your own lettuce. By the way, a quick recap on lettuce. You want to plant the seeds early in the season. You want to plant them as soon as you can work the soil, or you can start them inside and give it even more of a head start. You don't have to, but you can do it if you want. Once the lettuce starts to grow in the pots, make sure that it's always wet. You never want to see it dry out, especially not when it gets warmer. You want to make sure and water it every single morning. Around half of its lifetime, so that will be around after about a month in the pots, I will give it some slow-releasing fertilizer, and I will also give them a liquid fertilizer every week when I water them. And then if you do have some shade in the garden, that would be great, because 4 hours of direct sun, especially in the summer, I'm talking summer now. In the spring, you can give it a full 8 hours of sun, or 10 hours of sun, as much sun as you can give it. But in the summertime, when the sun gets really hot, try to give it some shade. it will thank you for that. So I think that's everything for this video. If something wasn't clear, if you have more questions, if you want to know details about what I'm doing here on the balcony when it comes to growing lettuce or anything else, leave a comment in the comment section. You can send me a message on Instagram. I'm really trying to get more involved, in helping people growing their gardens. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.